and welcome to P&B Morning Show. Nigeria's political space is already heating up ahead of 2027, and one party now firmly in the spotlight is the African Democratic Congress ADC, with INEC stepping in to freeze its leadership structure amid a growing legal battle. Questions are being raised about stability, credibility, and whether the party can remain a serious contender in the unfolding political landscape. At the same time, the nation is once again confronted with the harsh reality of insecurity, this time in Plateau State, following fresh attacks and rising tensions. The presidency has shifted focus, with a planned trip altered in response to the crisis. It's a move that signals urgency, but also highlights a recurring challenge. How do we break this cycle of violence for good? From political uncertainty to security concerns, these are issues that strike at the heart of Nigeria's future. Stay with us as we unpack both stories and what they mean for the country moving forward. Good morning once more. I am Omike Joseph Matthew. When we return after the break, I'll be introducing my colleagues in the studio and, of course, to the newspaper review. Stay tuned. We're back and welcome back. The P&B Morning Show gets underway, and I am Omike Joseph Matthew. With me is Ibrahim Shaibu. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Ajay. How are you?
Yes, I'm good, and I hope you had a splendid night.
Of course, not as much as you do anyway, because I can see how flashy your face is looking. Good morning, viewers. Welcome once again.
All right, it's nice having everyone on the program this morning. So it is the newspaper review segment, and let's quickly dive into the papers this morning. The first issue on table is the blueprint. National Assembly, or NAS, passes 68.3 trillion naira 2026 budget. Is of course what we have looked into already, and let's quickly move to our next paper this morning. Let's leave the blueprint and go to the Nigerian Tribune. INEC withdraws recognition of David Mark-led ADC. INEC withdraws recognition of David Mark-led ADC. With the writer, the list details from its portal, says it won't recognize any faction of party until court rules. Okay, so that's one of the major issues we'll be looking at this morning. Maybe you have something to just say briefly about this headline from the Nigerian Tribune.
Well, I can see signs of some influence over the INEC, because this hasn't come up until very recently, when we see mass defection of key political figures into the ADC, particularly following the defection of Musa Rabiu Konkoso from the NNPP to the ADC, and the sign that it is beginning to become very apparent that more defections are happening, particularly towards the ADC. So I think, why now? Most of the actions that are being taken by the INEC and other agencies, you begin to wonder, why is those actions beginning to take now as we approach closer to the 2027 presidential election? Since we are going to discuss this in detail later, I think we will elaborate more on it when we come to the discussion.
Okay, all right. So we'll wait and wait for when we'll discuss this very issue, because it's part of what we'll be looking at this morning. Tinubu visits just today, postpones Ogun trip. Tinubu visits just today, postpones Ogun trip. Court vacates arrest warrant against PDP factional chairman Turaki. Court vacates arrest warrant against PDP factional chairman Turaki. World Bank backs Nigeria's reform progress. World Bank backs Nigeria's reform progress. Still on the judiciary, Kaduna court to rule on El-Rufai's bail April 14. Kaduna court to rule on El-Rufai's bail April 14. CBN concludes banking sector recapitalization, raises 4.65 trillion naira. 33 banks meet requirement. Okay, so Alan Shaibu, 33 banks now meets CBN's requirement of recapitalization.
Yes, that is a bold step. So you might as guess what will happen to the other ones that cannot meet the requirement. There may be possible realignment and absorptions of other banks to those that can be able to absorb them. Well, it's a step in that direction, because it's a pointer towards strengthening the economy. When banks are stronger, the economy seems to be booming, working well.
Yes.
So I think it's a step in direction. We hope the other ones will also meet the requirement. If not, you know what will happen to them.
It's over.
It's over.
It's all over.
So the other one may have been swallowed by other banks.
Yes, that's what will happen. So, but from the statements, the CBN is saying let every bank be operating the way they are operating. And that everything is okay. So just like because they've not listed the names of the 33 banks.
Exactly.
Okay,
so we haven't seen the list.
You may be in a bank that may not have met the requirement, and you are just banking there. You don't know the fate of the bank. This will cause panic. So it's like, look, I don't know how the process, I just don't know how CBN is will make the are operating at the moment concerning this recapitalization issue. But the suspense they are creating in the economy as regards which bank is healthy or not, to me, it's like it's taking too long.
It's taking too long.
Now you are telling us that the 3 banks have met the requirement, the recapitalization requirement. Mention those banks.
No.
Like, so that we'll go and rest now. So that's why I said I don't really know the process. So maybe it's supposed to take some time before you announce or what.
They don't want to create tension among the Nigerians and customers of those banks. Probably that's why they informed the decision not to announce the names of the banks while they work to see what they can do with those ones that have not yet made the requirement. It's very, very unhealthy for them now to just, so supposing they now list the banks of those ones that have not made the requirement alongside those that have made the requirement, it will create a lot of panic. And in order for them to control the panic, not to create tension among Nigerians, I think that is why they haven't yet listed the names of the banks.
But don't you,
while the workings are going underneath. That's my
which workings now?
No,
don't you know that? If I'm banking with Bank A, and I'm not too sure. You understand? I'm not too sure the healthy status of the bank.
Yes.
It even creates more panic that, okay, the regulator is saying so numbers of banks are the ones that have met certain conditions.
Yes.
And now I don't know whether my own bank, my bank is among the 33. Why not just mention this and they tell us what to do?
That would have been that. I think. Well, they should expedite action towards making sure that Nigerians know which banks have been listed, which bank has made the requirement, and which banks have not. But I believe there are still workings going on. That's why they haven't done that. We may not know. We may not know for now. Let's not contribute to creating more funding.
No. We have to pressurize CBN to mention the name. No, see, the longer you keep the suspense,
exactly, the more damage.
The more damage you are creating to the sector. Exactly. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know. Maybe if I'm speaking from the layman point of view in this case now, do you understand? Because I'm not in the banking sector,
exactly.
But I'm also a stakeholder, directly or indirectly, because I have accounts. I operate in some of these banks.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so which of these banks that I'm operating is among the 33? And which one is not among the 33? I have to know now.
We'll know. We have to know. I will know.
But we don't want situation where it to be after 2027.
Exactly.
Let it be in the near future,
in
not
the near future.
Yes.
Of course. I believe so. It will happen in the nearest future.
Okay. So CBN, please do the rightful. I do the needful.
Exactly.
Yes, do the needful. Because this process took, I think it took about 20 months.
Exactly.
About 20 months. No, not more than. I think it's about 20 months that the process has been on.
In place.
And now they have concluded. Okay, so we need stability in the system. And I know with this recapitalization exercise, the financial sector is healthy. So, well, we need to know the names of the banks. Because when it was done the other time under Soludo, it didn't take time before they announced the 20 strong banks now. Was it 20 or 23 or so? It didn't take time.
I remember.
Yes, it didn't take time. We knew that, okay, so banks have been swallowed. This one has, you understand, like that. That's how we got those.
You don't know what's delaying this.
Yes, the suspense. That's why I'm emphasizing on the suspense.
That's true.
You understand? Okay, so we'll continue and see which other headline we have on the Nigerian Tribune. APC rules Bala Muhammad. Atiku visits Kwankwaso. So the new bride now is Bala Muhammad.
Bala Muhammad.
Yes.
After Kwankwaso had been wooed.
We have ADC visiting Bala Muhammad.
Yes.
After that, then APC then went and visited him. So is a new bride now in our political system, as far as things are concerned this morning. 30 students, teacher hospitalized over suspected gas leak in Ogun. This is really dangerous. 30 students, teacher hospitalized over suspected gas leak
Gas leak from where?
In Ogun. It must be a boarding school. So that's why I need to check out that story on the Nigerian Tribune. So we move on. Okay, let's move to our next issue on the table. The Nation is next, and it has this headline. The Senate House passed 68.3 trillion naira 2026 appropriation bill. Capital market investors net 30 trillion naira gain in first quarter. Tinubu booth rank, security chiefs meet over violence. Okay, all right. We'll move to the next issue this morning. That's some of the that's some of the issues. I mean, the headlines in the Nation there. So for the Daily Trust, INEC stance fuels opposition suppression claims. INEC stance fuels opposition's suppression claims. That's the issue of the ADC.
Exactly.
Plateau crisis escalates as government relaxes curfew. Plateau crisis escalates as government relaxes curfew. Now, the government relaxed curfew and then suddenly crisis now erupted in some parts of Jos.
Wow.
So, and people cannot continue to remain indoor.
Exactly.
The citizens need to
to
survive. They need to go out and survive because
they have to go out and look for survival.
You know, this economy that we find ourselves, there are those that if they don't go out, if they don't go out on a certain day, then it means they will not feed.
Exactly.
Means they will not feed.
A great majority of them.
Great majority of Nigerians. They must go out every day, get something.
And with in such a volatile situation, it's very dangerous to come out because you don't even know at what point in time, particularly violence may erupt.
Oh, yes.
Just you can see, imagine there was a curfew in place, and then when it was immediately removed, violence returned. That's very, very unfortunate and sad.
It's really, really unfortunate. So we hope that with the president's visit today, that a lot of measures will be taken to quell the troublesome situation there in Plateau. Alleged coup plot. Families of detained officers protest at National Assembly. Alleged coup plot. Families of detained officers protests at National Assembly. Now, yesterday, the children of the alleged coup plotters, protested at the National Assembly that they want to, that for more than 6 months now, they've not seen their fathers.
Wow.
And up till now, the government are not really taking action against the coup, as in taking them to court. That's what I mean.
Exactly.
Here. They've not been taken to court. They've not even faced even the military courts. So nobody knows their fate. They're just in detention. They're just in detention.
And
no decision has been taken, and it's 6 months now. So and they've not been allowed to see their families at the same time. So it's really a pathetic situation for the families.
Honestly.
Okay, so move on to our next issue. Okay, so let's leave the Daily Trust alone now to the Daily Times. The Daily Times, has this fresh terror in Jos. Government and military disguise strike hours after curfew relaxation. Okay, that's what the Daily Times is reporting this morning. Okay. Well, it's really serious.
It's really serious, honestly speaking.
Really, really serious there. Okay, so check out the Daily Times this morning to, of course, get that story. If you look at the picture on the front page of the Daily Times, it still depicts the Sunday carnage.
Yes,
corpses and residents are...
a woman hugging her dead child.
Yes, her dead child, yes.
And then you can see corpse being laid down. Oh man, this is a very serious situation.
It's a serious situation.
It calls for concern.
Yes. Okay, so we move on to our next paper this morning. Which one do we have next? And look into the New Telegraph. INEC withdraws recognition of David Mark-led ADC over appeal court judgment. INEC withdraws recognition of David Mark-led ADC over appeal court judgment. UNIJOS orders emergency evacuation of students as tension rises in JAWS. Not even the impending president's visit.
Exactly.
Could
suppress that.
Suppress, yes. In a situation where it has been made official the president will be coming and all that, yet violence is still there. Okay. Federal government opens door to foreign investors to boost local carriers. All right. Recapitalization. CBN reassures its customers, stakeholders of banks, stability. Recapitalization. CBN reassures customers, stakeholders of banks, stability. This is what we've been talking about.
Exactly.
Reassurance. Reassurance.
Where we went at the list.
All right. Okay. Which one do we have next? Away now from the New Telegraph. We have the Punch. The Punch is next. And of course, the Punch has this banner headline. INEC recognizes Mark Aregbesola, parties revolt. INEC recognizes Mark Aregbesola, parties revolt. Okay. And Wike fires back at Bauchi governor amid PDP crisis. Now, before we talk on this issue, I want us to even comment on the issue of Wike this morning. Let's just dive into the issue of Wike this morning briefly. But before then, let me introduce our colleague who just joined us, Chidi Kenneth. Chidi Kenneth, good morning to you.
A very good morning and a very rainy morning to all of you. Good morning, I'm Mr. Ibrahim. Good morning, viewers. It's nice being here once again on the morning show.
Good morning, CK. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Okay. Back to Punch. It is Wike. Wike, look. Do you know why I want us to talk about Wike briefly? Wike, yes, Wike is someone that exposes your secret once you and him
are no longer
together.
Yes.
Something you tell him in secret.
So will use it against you.
Something you tell him in confidence.
Yes.
He will then use it against you.
When the time comes.
Yes, when the time comes. Is Wike a petty politician? Let me ask you guys. Is Wike a petty politician?
Should I?
Yes, go ahead.
Right.
The angle I'm going to come from OJ will shock you and shock viewers.
Go ahead.
Now, OJ, my exposure and training as one who has attended several trainings in, for those listening to me, they understand what I'm saying, DISC training on personalities and the Beverly self-perception. These are standards used to determine the characters of people worldwide. Wike is a born, for those who understand Wike, is a born Sagittarius. Born a Sagittarius, the greatest weakness of a Sagittarius is what is playing out. For those who is watching me on national TV and those who understand the zodiac, whatever it is you want to understand about human personality, go and find out what is the number one weakness of a Sagittarius. That is exactly what Wike is doing. And Wike is a Sagittarius. That is one of the Sagittarius does not have the capacity. In fact, I was the day I went to Apo and I was talking with some young men. And when we got talking, we started discussing and, you know.
Sorry for cutting you there. I say sorry for interrupting, rather.
Yes.
When you say Sagittarius, for the benefit of those of our listeners who don't,
Sagittarius,
hold on, please. Okay. I say for the benefit of those who are listening, or who are watching rather, who don't know what is Sagittarius is. It's one of the zodiac signs, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So please.
Now, for those who don't understand astrology and the rest of them, Sagittarius are born from the month of November 23rd so 22nd, 23rd to December 20th. Anybody born within these brackets is Sagittarius. And one of their greatest weakness is what is just plain out. They are petty and they know how, they don't keep secrets. So it works when, I have a cousin who I tried to discuss this thing with, and he was like, he played down on it. In fact, he stays close to my house. Few months after his wedding, he ran to my house and said, "Oga," I said, "What happened? Those things you told me is already happening. I told you." I said, "Well, I told you." So it is their nature. They are like, sometimes when I look at our political actors, and for those of us who understand these things, you just understand where these things are coming from. And it makes you to understand the different behaviors in human beings. Then I took it down to DISC and the rest of them, so they are like that. So Wike is, when you said, when you mentioned that issue this morning about, spilling the milk when he falls out with you, that is the greatest weakness of a Sagittarius.
So why would you are a politician? Wike thinks that he's a perfect man. Does he know how many of his secrets that he may have told someone? You understand? Because every politician he has fallen out with would always have something that the person must have told him.
Okay, let me give you
look at this person. This person that told you this, that told me that. Is that a good person?
Can I give you an example of
you have not told anybody your own backside.
Example of another Sagittarius that is like that, and if I call the name, you understand what you will not see the same behavior. The Senate president. You can see the way he talks. You just open your mic.
He is a Sagittarian.
Yes, he is. So you can then try. It's beginning to connect to you. I can give you 3 Sagittarius, and they are natural politicians, natural by nature.
They are dirty. I don't like such politicians. I will not like such politicians.
That's too strong.
No. That's my own view. I don't like such personalities.
Yes, we have amongst us. We have 2. You remember the day we were having a meeting, and I said, when they told me, I told them to their face. They were shocked. They couldn't deny it. That's a Sagittarius. You won't know that about them if you don't know what I know. You will never know. So there was a woman that came to me and said, "Man, please help me. This one." And they said, and I said, when I got to discuss with Sagittarius, I told her immediately, "Please, I can't do this with you." She was shocked. And she said, "Why?" I said, "This is why I will not want to do this with you." And then the other person, as my friend, went ahead and did the transaction with her. And everything that made me to avoid that made 2 of them to fall out. And he now came and started reporting to me. I said, "This thing you are reporting to me now is one of the reasons why I did not want to even begin these dealings with this person."
Because whatever
I think for me,
so it works for me. That's
beside the is it psychology or Sagittarian or whatever zodiac sign things that are showing, I think for me, hypocrisy, betrayal, lies constitute characteristic of most politicians. I'm not saying all, but let me just say many politicians. So when a politician talk like this, it's not very, very surprising for me, because this is one of their character and qualities and strategies. Once you fall out of favor with them, whatever they will do to tarnish your image in order for them to attain their personal interests, they do. This is not just peculiar to Wike alone, but it is common among many politicians. Because as much as I want to believe in what you say concerning zodiac sign and qualities and characteristics of zodiac sign, but that also plays out. Politicians always use betrayal, lies, deception to achieve their goals. It's part of political life of politicians. You understand?
Maybe mostly in our climb here.
Honestly speaking, mostly in our climb.
I don't like such.
I'm telling you, I don't want to name names, but we saw a lot of these things happening.
No, see, the reason why I'm mentioning Wike is because Wike is a case study.
Yes.
In serious case study, you understand? I can mention yes, because I can mention a lot of things he has said about politicians he has fallen out with. When he said like this, he said like this to me, he said like this to me. Like for instance, in the case of Bala Mohammed, he went to commission a project. He always uses such occasion to
invite fellow governors or fellow.
No, hold on. He uses the occasion of commissioning projects and all that to make political statements. It's now become a kind of norm since he became the minister of FCT. You will go to a particular place to commission a project.
Commission
a project and you now use that occasion to make a political statement. He was somewhere in Abuja here commissioning a project yesterday, only for him now to bring the issue of Bala Mohammed, whom ADC and APC are wooing. You understand? And in that occasion, he now said, look at Bala Mohammed who came to my house to tell me that Atiku Abubakar does not like me. Atiku Abubakar does not like me. The other time he came to this in Port Harcourt, he told me that Atiku Abubakar does not like me. I will never work with him. That fact, in 2023, when he came to my house in Port Harcourt, Bala Mohammed.
You're not using the voice.
Hold on. How will I even mimic him to begin with that husky voice? Look, let me tell you. Hold on. He now went on to say Bala Mohammed told him that he's going to work against Atiku because Atiku Abubakar does not like him. Look at today now. Look at today. Is that should such a person be taken serious? Bala Mohammed has not made his decision, although from his body language he doesn't want to continue with the PDP.
Yes,
and we all know the crisis with the PDP. Perhaps his interest will not be protected with the ongoing crisis with the PDP.
And politics is all about it.
Yes, we all know before now that he is with Makinde. Okay, now what Bala Mohammed now told you years ago in secret, they are now making it public.
They are now making it national revelation.
Yes.
It will interest you to know, OJ, you know, like I always come from that same angle, you know. When I went for those, I started to look at, I begin to understand why we are wired the way we are wired. There's a language one of my friends used to use. You are wired in a particular way. Every human being, there are 4 categories of human beings on earth. The earth, and they are wired differently. Then there are particular set of people following on the same equator lines. They are natural like that, naturally. Everybody on the fire side, they are listening to me. For those who are knowledgeable about what I'm saying, they know what I'm saying is true. Everybody on the fire sign is like that. So if I'm dealing with them, my other brother is one of them, my neighbor is one of them. If I'm dealing with them, I look. That's what they say. When you know the devil, you eat with him with a very long spoon. Knowledge has made me to understand about human psychology and made me to understand that there are people, there are narcissists, people who are natural narcissists, who will look at this suit we are putting on and tell you that the suit is red. And they will argue it. And you'll be wondering, why are they arguing like that? When this training and exposure has made me to understand that there are people who are like that. There are people who never admit their fault, even when they obviously are wrong.
Okay, look, let's not make it
personality generally. So when people like that, even clergymen, still suffer these weaknesses. Clergymen, you go close to them, you expect because they are pastors, they should be, devoid of those things. You see it. So, and I come to discover that hereditary and nature, these are 2 forces controlling every human being. If you look at your father very well and you look at your mother very well, very closely, go and hang around with them 1 month, OJ, you will see certain traits, behavioral traits that creep into you. Yes,
that you represent.
Like, for example, I sleep like my mom. I have the eating habit of my father till today. I eat exactly the way my father eats. So, and these are things that are older than you that you can't explain. So hereditary is one, nature is one. This combination.
So you are implying that all those things have to.
Are you not justifying?
I'm not justifying
this explanation.
I'm trying to educate the public to know that we should start. It's high time we start paying more attention on human psychology. So that when you see certain behavioral disposition, you don't get disappointed.
In our political life or in what?
Everything.
We are trying to relate all these things.
Not political. No, I didn't want political. No, I don't say clergyman.
No, but let us narrow it down to
our point of discussion
and our point of discussion.
Now, in politics, it is the same thing. In church, it's the same thing. Wherever you see those people wired like that, find themselves in any form of authority, whether it is clergy, politics, business, you see those traits playing out.
But now, can't we sanitize whatever sector or whatever structure of the society we find ourselves? Can't we adhere to the ethics? Because if I have that trait of wiki, for instance, I'm in the journalistic profession, right? Can't I work by the ethics of the profession? Are we not supposed to be guided by the ethics of the profession we practice? You understand? So whatever my colleague told me as a result of us being colleagues as a journalist, then I will now fall out. So now my own behavioral, my own characteristics now supersede.
Yes.
Why?
OJ, let me tell you. Let me answer this.
How can you justify that?
Let me justify it for you, OJ.
Yes.
OJ, let me tell you the truth. It is not the office that defines you. It is the person that defines the office.
But profession also mold us.
Yes, you are very correct. Yes. For example, when I went for DISC, they told us that a pilot with an I, this is DISC, is likely to crash a plane because an average eye, suffers the weakness of carelessness. So it's like you said, but because you are now a pilot, you have no choice than to suppress that carelessness, or else you risk to kill yourself.
I think we are trying to move out of our discussion. We are going way far.
We are not going away. Please, on TV. When you come here, you don't criticize. You just have your opinion, I have my opinion. So
no, but you are making it too technical.
I'm not technical. Yes. I'm trying to go somewhere that mind you, people are listening to us. I'm trying to make you understand why certain things, marriages, political offices, church, leadership everywhere fail. People fail to understand that who you are. That is why since 1999 to today, we've had different presidents with different behaviors. It is their nature playing out. So just like in money too. OJ, if I give you money, I give Alhaji Ibrahim money, and I have money. It is not the same way we're going to use that money. It is who you are that defines how the value of the money. Of the value of the money. That is what I'm trying to tell you. But I understand the angle you are coming from, the angle of professionalism. Let me give you a case study of a teller in the bank. You might not know that teller at the bank has hot temper. But because of the nature of that job, he must suppress the temper. Because he's going to chase out customers. So when a customer comes across the counter and says, this your bank is not working well, your network is slow, blah, blah, blah. He has the temper. He has that way, but he has to suppress it. That is where professionalism comes in. So I understand your angle. But in this part of this world, do we pay attention to professionalism? And what brings about professionalism is knowledge. What is knowledge? When you know, OJ, there was something you told me yesterday. When you know your weakness as a human being, you work on it. Or else you mess anything that is given to you. OJ, trust me, I've seen marriages, I've seen institutions collapse, I've seen collapse because the leaders of such institutions have failed to understand that their weakness is playing a huge role in their style of leadership. So, and that is what I'm trying to encourage everybody. Before you get into that, is why in foreign countries, they do these things, they do these examinations, so that they will let you know. Even in big companies in Nigeria, I don't want to call the names, they do this training. That was why I was privileged to go to that training. So you understand that this is your strength and this is your weakness.
So now your all this you are saying now is that you are trying to enlighten politicians now on the importance of all this, so that whoever that will be dealing with Wiki in future,
I think what Wiki is trying to say is that professionals and especially politicians in this country should be able to understand their weaknesses and work towards improving their weaknesses.
Or else it will mess you up.
Yes, it's messing some of them up. Because see, do you know why I'm concerned about this Wiki's behavior issue? Since somebody wants to be our president. Are you getting it? Now he becomes our president, visits a United States president in Washington DC, White House meeting. They have a closed door meeting,
and then he comes out
and then he now come back home, and maybe one day they fall out. You say, look at this president that told me this when we went out. It's the kind of
that particular one said it once or twice now. In that reference to
somebody who put his phone and said, don't worry, you're expecting your prayer allowance. Okay, let me tell you, OJ, take it or leave it. I'm saying it authoritatively on air. Weaknesses are powerful if you don't pay attention to them. It is in every human being. You OJ, if I don't understand your weakness as a friend and as a colleague, by nature, me and you will fight every day.
Always,
we will fight. It's the reason why I cannot fight. Yes. Weakness. Yesterday they had a meeting. The reason why I had to contemplate it, because when somebody is talking or the leader is talking, I start taking those indices into position. And it makes me to fit in and understand, because why? Those weaknesses were not planted by you. It was planted by the creator. Now it is all for you to discover it and then suppress it. certain things that, okay, there was an accusation given to Trump. And because I know Trump is 14th June, and I know these things, so I was laughing. Somebody was looking and said, that is their nature. I have had my former chairman in my state. He's listening to me. It's 18th June. When they were about to vote him, I said, look, this person you are going to vote, he will not consult. He will be the cashier. He will be the treasurer. He will be the this. He will not take this. He will boycott all the protocols and take decisions. They say, Mr. Ken, leave this thing last saying that. He did not stay in that office 6 months as the chairman. They impeached him because of high-handedness. And people now came to me and said, how did you know these things? I said, you play down on these things. I told you that this person, they now did another election, made the same mistake. They brought the same person, this same person is 17th, that one is 18th. You see, they say, no, this one, is from this side of the country. Is Yoruba, they are, they are level-headed. This one is Edo, they are hot-headed. That one did not also spend 6 months, 7 months.
Yes,
4 months.
he exhibited those qualities of his zodiac sign.
That was a lot of people in my estate where I live today. They are listening to me now. Started believing and coming to me and say, God, did you know this? I said, even me too. If I did not go for the training, I wouldn't have known. Since then, when a human being is displaying his traits, I just watch you. And I just know that,
so you have already watched all of us.
There is nobody I cannot cohabit with.
So if you are a politician, you can cohabit with Wiki.
Yes. Because I know now, if I know,
but how many of us in Nigeria, if he ultimately happen to be the president, he's not only president for respect.
I'm not the only one that went for that training. Everybody I went to knows what I'm saying.
No, we are not disputing what yes. What we are saying in this particular case is that it will not take all of us to understand such qualities of people based on their zodiac signs.
Not even I mentioned this. There's Tim Melai, why you act the way you do. There's so many books on human psychology. Let me tell you let me give you an example of what happened yesterday. A colleague, I didn't want to say this, wanted to confide in me, wanted to discuss a particular sensitive matter with me. And I shut the colleague down. And the person was shocked. Why did I shut him down? And when I explained to the person why, she did not argue. I said, if it was a so and so is that is wanted to discuss with me, there's something, a particular personality want to talk to me. That is why before I discuss with you, or before I get into you and get involved in your life, I cannot cheat. I must profile you. I must profile you. I know those that I can discuss something with and I will feel safe. When I know you're a Sagittarius, I won't unveil my secret. I won't even draw you close to my secret. Because I already know, except you are 1 in a million that has worked on himself on that. Because an average Sagittarius, an average Leo, an average Aries will spill the milk when conflict comes. They will spill it.
I don't spill milk.
When there is conflict,
I don't spill milk. I'm an Arian.
If you push them to the wall, a Sagittarius don't even need to push a Sagittarius. It's easy. But there are some you need to push. But fire signs and natural politicians.
These are people that maybe if in your private life you guys went to a stripper club and all that,
they will spill.
They tell the whole world to do.
Yes. There was a lady who was trying to be my friend. Immediately I knew she was a Sagittarius. She's listening to me. Her name is Suju. I said, no, we can't be friends. She said, why? When I told her, she said, you know the first question she asked me, what solution can I apply to stop that thing?
Wow.
I'm telling you the question she asked me. There was a colleague too here that on our way going home, she now called me and said, after the interview, I don't want to call her, you know the person I'm talking about. She said, did you know me before? I said, no. How did you get you? So explain me so well. How did you know? I said, well, do you have any people within my whatever around you? I said, I have one, my elder brother, my wife, and she said, no wonder. It's okay. She now started asking me some questions. And I told her certain deep things about another. She now said, I have been suffering this particular one. Please, what is the way out of this?
How do I work it out?
I said, these things I have seen 2 couples who want to divorce. They will tell me they don't want to do it again. And when they sit down and I profile 2 of them, I just discovered it is the clash of their weaknesses that is making them to divorce. Because they don't know. One woman told me that I thought this is spiritual, that she has gone to churches for prayer. I said it's not spiritual, you don't know that you are wired like this, and this person is wired like that. So understanding both of your weaknesses and your strength, there's a strength. Then that is why you increase your strength and then you downplay your weaknesses. I normally, some of the behaviors I have now was not the behavior I have 15 years ago, even 5 years ago, because of this thing that made me to understand that, wow, is that why I cannot do this? Is that why I cannot do this for longer? Okay, And sometimes the fake prophets take advantage of these things and they make you believe you have a spiritual problem. You don't have a spiritual problem. You just don't know your weakness and you don't know your strength.
So politically, Wiki is weaknesses is that you see, Saji.
They are like that, and I'm saying it. They are listening to me. They are like that, and every situation is like that.
So if that's the case, it's not his fault. It's natural.
No, he's not working on himself.
Except that he's not working on himself.
To me, he's not working on himself, and couple the fact that power he has now access to power.
Power. That's why
the power can overplay all those characteristics.
No, power increase it.
That's what
I mentioned the issue of the pilot, and if an eye personality is a doctor, is likely to kill a patient. Because an eye will be talking while doing something.
Let's not go too deep. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you very much, Didi. Thank you. Yes, let's not
we're talking to crowd, and this is humanity here. So that people will understand why some people behave the way they behave.
Yeah, I understand. So the reason why we brought up this issue of Wiki, because I have monitored him for some time now. He's like that.
And your embassy was on this leaking secret.
Yes. You have a private discussion with somebody visited you, he eats too much, he does this one, that one. Are you clean? If every politicians are like him, they can come on national TV and say, look at Wiki that did this, that did that did this. Understand? So I don't know why he plays such politics of I'm the only good politician in Nigeria, and this is somebody who is eyeing the presidency. That is my take. He's eyeing the presidency. Can we have a Sagittarius to be our president in future?
We rarely ask such questions.
We have had
rarely ask such questions.
And one of their strength again. Their strength is that they okay, we have had me and you have the same boss, three of us.
It's okay. Let's not go there. Let's move on.
Our last paper. I want to call the name. I gave my child 5,000 naira, and when they were small, she told the whole organization that look at this man that I gave my child 5,000. Is he not a Sagittarius? You know, we're not the person we're talking about. That is you cannot be relating what I'm saying.
All right, please let's look at maybe our last paper for the day. That's on the issue. Okay, the point. So finally we'll go to the sports extra. Sport extra with this headline: Zonachu breaks into European Golden Shoe top 10. So many stories there. We have Rashford set for Old Trafford return. Fernandes, Savio's special first Eagles goal. Savos rather, special first Eagles goal, and all that. You know, the Nigerian media. Someone scores his debut goal for the country, and they are making it as if he has won, making it look like Steve in an international friendly. Exactly. Score your first goal now. He's now becoming this overhype. At the end of the day, now if he stops scoring goal, now it's the same people that start.
We know what the issue of overrated players.
Yes, this is what is called overrated, because
even some best clubs in the world, best leagues in the world, we have some players that the press, the media, and even in England, it's done. It's done. They'll project it. Oh, right. He scored in the World Cup. It happens.
Score your first goal in AFCON or in a World Cup win match. That's when I take it serious. Not in at
or a decider.
Or a decider. you score your goal in your debut goal in an international friendly. The media will be
in a country that is not.
When
you score in a country like Argentina,
making it look as if it's something we should be. Anyway, let's not look as if maybe I'm jealous. Or maybe I don't like his program. But for the past 2-3 days now, it has been an issue. Fernandes scored for Eagles. Savo this, Savo that. You understand? We have issues to discuss.
Is it that some players go behind us to promote this?
That is what happens. We know our colleagues. We know our promote. Maybe they are agents. I know our colleagues. That is the problem I have with some of them. The agents will meet them, give them some envelope. Let me say this. They begin to hype.
But we don't hype.
It could be and all this is just to project the person.
Okay, what makes you think that
to project the player so that other clubs or bigger clubs will be looking for the player. But at the end of the day, they falter when the chips are down, with the hype, they will now come to the national team and you say, this is the person we'll be hearing about. Oh yeah, now. Understand? We have a lot of them. A lot of them. If not for the Osimhen who have, you understand, maintained that standard, the Adams now that we now have coming up and all that. Others will come. Let me even mention name. Boniface. You understand? Name them. Even on Archu. They've hyped them like that. Today, where are they? Some of them, they even invite them to national team. They decline because they know the backlash if they don't perform.
So when they're inviting you as against tough people like
they'll begin to. So let's move on. Let's go for a quick break. And when we come back, we'll go into our first issue of the day. This is the P&B Morning Show. Stay with us. Welcome back. This is the P&B Morning Show right here on Politics and Business Television. I am Omiki Joseph Matthew. Of course, my colleagues are here. Chidi Kenneth and Ibrahim Shaibu are also here with me. Now, let's dive into the first issue this morning. And it is the issue of the ADC. Now, Nigeria's political space is already heating up. Yes, it's already heating up. Ahead of the 2027 elections. And this time, the spotlight is on the African Democratic Congress. Now, in the democratic move, INEC has frozen recognition of the party's leadership, removing key figures from its official records and stepping back from all party activities for now. At the heart of it all is a deepening legal battle with multiple factions laying claim to control the party. So what does this mean for the ADC's future? And could this crisis reshape alliances ahead of 2027? So let's get into it. My colleagues are here, like I said earlier, Ibrahim Shaibu and of course Chidi Kenneth. So gentlemen, we have an issue, a burning issue right now in our political landscape. Yes, yesterday INEC decided to delist or to continue to recognize David Mark as the chairman of ADC and Arigbe Shola as the national secretary of the party, and the ADC are kicking. What is going on, gentlemen?
Okay, OJ, what is going on is very obvious. It is political season. It is not, if we are to speak truth to power, I would like to put it in simple terms, an attack on the opposition. It's very clear. I know, like, if you look at the whole political happenings now in Nigeria, you will see that where the arrow is pointing at is very clear. Because already we have there's a political party that has more than 85% of the governors, if not 90% of the governors now. We have then the other party that is trying to gather some political, stalwarts, to beef up a political party called ADC, which seems to be the only opposition party. Now, somebody came and said, why is Wike, I think there's letters making the rounds that Wike is going to resign, or has resigned. He has resigned to go pursue his political ambition. Somebody is saying,
who says Wike has resigned? Please, let's not mislead.
I said there's a letter making the round.
No, I heard Ibrahim say he has.
Well, I saw a letter. Anyway,
you saw a letter where? Social media. Did you read it in any of the national daily this morning?
No, but there's a letter making the round.
So we are journalists. We must get letter from. Hold on. One of us said it has happened. Okay. So I want the public. I want to make the record straight. Good. So we have to confirm.
Just like last week, social media, early this week, social media.
They said the Adilabo has resigned. Only for yesterday to say it's fake. Okay. And the letter being paraded last night on social media that Wike has resigned. It makes me laugh. When the deadline is March 31st, then on the 1st of April, you saw such a letter. You don't know that it is 1st of April.
Although the letter was dated 30th.
Hold on now. When did these people made that letter public? Well, is it not 1st of April? They are making fool of you.
I know. It can be April Fool.
No, that is what it is.
But the actors have the actors have not even come out to say it.
If anybody resigns, even if it's a DG, even if a commissioner in any state officially resign, we will know from the official source. No, an official source, you will know. Commissioner in a state. Not to talk of people like Wike will resign.
Who is in the front of the?
Wike from his own official sources. You understand? Will make comment. The presidency will react, and so they will know those channels.
We in as much as we want to let's back to the issue.
Yes.
Some will also come with the theory that there's an element of truth in every rumor.
Why would there be an element of truth here? Please, I don't want us to allow. No, it's not allowed. No, we have to dispel this issue.
We are dispelling it. I'm trying to.
No, see, we are also, while we are here, let us not make our discussion look like a beer parlor discussion.
No, it is not.
Are you getting it now? You could. When was the deadline given to ministers? Members of the cabinet.
I'm in line with you, Jay.
March 31st.
Well, even though it's in the social media, I only quoted a particular quote that some may come out and say in every rumor. There's an element. That doesn't mean that. I'm not saying it's the truth. I'm only saying in every rumor. Let's leave that now. Now to the ADC and the challenge before them. Obviously, it is clear, like I said earlier on, that it is a game of politics that is going on now. And the disadvantages of this kind of approach used by whoever is using it is that they are further making ADC more acceptable and popular, because there's what we call in election, there's what we call sentiment votes. So when I keep attacking you, Nelson Mandela said something, and I quote, he said, any man that people talks about so much, there is something about that man. Go close to him and become his friend. There's something about him, and that's exactly what is playing out now. Every time ADC, INEC is not INEC in ADC, it's TSS ADC member, it is the ICPC and ADC member. For the past 2 months now, every arrest, prosecution, legal case has been centered more on ADC
and its members.
So obviously, whoever is advising who, I don't know, is to know that you are also further making ADC more popular. The village woman begin to ask, who is this? Because that is when you keep attacking somebody, and that's that. I don't know the reasons for what they are doing, why they are doing it, but I do know that it is not unconnected with politics. And please, I want to appeal. This is not what we need. And let's leave the political landscape. Let's give it a level playing ground. Let the popular person, if you are, somebody said, jokefully said that some ministers refused to, some ministers before now were bragging of their popularity and acceptability in their place. But when it was time to resign,
they just couldn't do that.
They couldn't just do it.
Okay, your take on the issue.
You see, people are beginning to think that there are external hands at play here, on unseen hand, from 3 fronts. One, trying to violate the independence of the INEC. 2, on the ADC as a party. And 3, on some members of the ADC. And then the term also seems to agree with this line of thought, because evidently the ADC, as the only strongest political opposition party now, is beginning to gather momentum and attract followership all across, either from the local populace, general electorate, that means, and then from the political kingpins and elites now. You can see that the emergence of the leaving of Konkoso from NNPP to joining the ADC has now created fears in the political atmosphere now. And then very recently we see this guy also, this person, Bala Mohammed, I think the incumbent governor of Bauchi State, trying to come into the party. So all these are indications that the ADC as a political party is beginning to become the only strongest opposition that can be able to at least give a run to the incumbent administration when it comes to the presidential election. Still, we see a lot of this happening, because up to now, there are a lot of indications that more defections are going to be taking place as we approach 2027. So there may be attempts from external influences to be at play, either to weaken the party or to weaken its key candidate, key leadership. And one way of doing that is to weaken those who are holding the party, the key officers of the party. We know evidently, we know the strength of David Mark as a Nigerian in this country, as a politician in this country. This is somebody that in every aspect of his life, whether the military, as a military leader, as a politician, he has displayed very, very remarkable qualities and strength. We knew that wherever he goes, people follow. So this is a threat to the powers that be. Then we know the personality of a person like Ahmad Al-Rafai, either nationally, if you want to put it that way, or regionally. Do you understand? And we know the magic. Exactly. We know the magic and strength of Turmoil, former Sokoto State Governor. We know what Malami, is it your former Minister of Justice? We know the strength of all those people. I'm coming, and then the magic one, the two magic ones, Peter Obi and Konkoso. So naturally, there must be shivers and fears that this political party will represent. So if there is anything that can at least challenge the powers that be now, the incumbent party, I think it is the ADC.
All right, gentlemen, I've heard both of you. Now, it appears two of you are in the same, making the same idea, are in the same line of thought.
Yes, of course.
And the same line of thought. Now, let us look at this issue. This issue.
In another perspective.
For years, in a in a perspective that will let the audience really know what is going on, and let's not create a perception. Okay, why I am not like I understand the positions two of you have taken. Okay, but it to me is based on emotion, perception.
You're not talking like me, OG.
Yes,
You're not
you understand.
like me now.
You understand.
Go straight to the point.
Okay. I'll go straight to the point now. Now, do we really know what the bone of contention is here? In as much as ADC wants to or is perceived now to be like the strong opposition party now, but things need to be done the right way. Things need to be done the right way. Now, they have a crisis right from day one. Have you guys forgotten?
With Honorable Nafiu
Gombe. You understand? Now, this is where the problem started. Prior to this coalition, Nafiu Gombe was the vice chairman of the ADC. Now, when the National Working Committee led by Ngosu resigned, you understand? He, according to him, then he said he did not tender his resignation like others. Okay, he hinged Nafiu
also and the others
have resigned, which is not a bone of contention.
But the party was also saying Nafiu also resigned from his position.
That is what the party says. But he said he never resigned. That he is supposed to take the leadership as a vice chairman. He's supposed to what? As the chairman has resigned, he's supposed to step in. Okay. To step into
in an interim capacity.
Yes, even in the interim capacity. So immediately on that the event that happened at the Yeradua Center, immediately that announced a coalition, and David Mark was then installed as the national chairman and Adegbeshola as the secretary, and he constituted as a head. But that then National went to court. You understand? To contest the current status quo, as it were. Then, so the crisis has started then from that day one in 2025 when they formed this coalition. Okay, so saying that both of you now saying that somebody is working because Kwankwaso came. Before Kwankwaso came, he should dey ground. So why you now? Why I don't know. Yes, so gentlemen, why you now? Why people are trying to react? So make it look like
you are aware of it.
Yes, we are just hinging it on the Kwankwaso.
We are just starting the discussion. Yes, that was our point statement. Opening statement for the discussion. You understand? You asked a question and we responded to a question.
Yes.
That was our opening statement.
Yes.
So as now you are asking, we will continue to discuss it.
Okay,
and you
from what angle? Let's move on then with the discussion.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, let me take you by your words.
Yes.
Nafiu was the vice chairman.
Yes.
Of the ADC.
Yes.
When it was not a coalition.
Go ahead.
Now, the coalition is no longer an ADC affair alone now. It is now a coalition, which is a collection
of parties, right?
Of parties. Thereby making it a broader umbrella. So it is like when you acquire a bank and then a stronger bank acquires a lesser bank. The MD of the lesser bank automatically relinquishes its authority by default.
Hold on.
Sir.
Yes.
I'm coming. The bank that I acquired might decide not to retain the other MD. It happened in the case when I worked. I don't want to call it, I don't want to market any bank. It happened in my own time when I was in the bank industry. A particular bank came and acquired the whole bank, and the other MD automatically exited his way.
Position.
But that there was no need for argument for that. Do you understand me? Now the coalition has swallowed ADC as a party.
ADC as a party.
That is what you people are trading the same line. That is why you say I'm coming in now. Hey, it's swallowed. That is getting the same name.
That is one.
Now, the National Working Committee of the ADC, the former ADC now. No, let me not say former, because it's still ADC.
The former ADC before the coalition.
Before the coalition now. One of them, he was a stakeholder One of them, that your bank, that small bank, you understand? A major stakeholder is against the merger. If a major stakeholder is against the merger, that this big bank is coming to swallow this bank, no, me, I no agree. You understand? And there is an issue somebody is raising. There must be a collective agreement by the smaller band that look, we are not really doing well. This people are, and everybody agrees. Whoever that comes,
transition.
Yes, and agreed. Then this one can come and but if there is a dissenting voice, that merger will continue to have problem until the Supreme Court rules, and it is not healthy. It will be healthy for that bank. So now I use that your analogy now on this case. Right from day one, right from that occasion, I remember right from that day the crisis started. Are you getting it? Yet the David Mark led National Working Committee continued with the activity, and people are now decamping to the party and all that. Party is becoming popular and to the extent that but now hinging it on the fact that the INEC is reacting based on external forces and all that. No, because this is position.
Before you say something, let me just sit, please. I don't want to forget something.
Yes.
Sorry, sir.
No.
OJ, when it comes to this issue you are talking about, as of last year, even before the election, Abuja decides, was not that, quote unquote, was not in the front burner.
That is it. It was. That is it.
It's in the court. It was in the front burner.
No, not going by front burner.
It was not making the rounds in the news then. Excuse me.
Does it make rounds in the news? The news decides making. Hold on. The news because the media, they don't have a choice.
No.
They don't have a. This is a major issue. No, let me tell you. Must the media?
As a moderator, OJ, in this case, you must let me.
No. I am moderator. The same that because we had a guest. It's a different thing.
OJ, you must understand that if I want to discredit you,
yes,
I have 500 reasons to discredit you because I want to discredit you. I'm coming.
Yeah.
A man, that was something was the way we were discussing, and I told you that a man who doesn't like a girl who doesn't like a man has many reasons why she doesn't like that man. No matter how you try to sell that man to her. If I want to discredit you, OJ, I'm looking at you like this.
Look, let's your analogy. You are taking it too long. What are you
cited? Yes, I'm trying to create the backstage scenario.
Yes,
the backstage scenario that like I like to say, unseen hands.
Which unseen hands?
Excuse me.
We have issue from day one.
That issue would have been managed, OJ. But now, just like I said, it will have been managed. It's not.
But they refuse to manage it.
Will you allow me to make a statement?
That every political party, OJ,
they have their internal problem.
They have their internal problem. Yes. If ADC was a ruling party today, and probably APC is now a strong opposition.
Yes.
ADC too. You will not discover that APC have internal problem.
You see, me, my concern is this.
Let him also talk.
Concessions were done. People were aggrieved. Were you not aware? Are you reading it anywhere?
No.
You see, the party
but this one the party cannot settle. No, ADC cannot settle.
Somebody in the old order, says something is wrong somewhere, and he went to court right from day one. And you are saying it's not
the issues in all parties, OJ. The truth is that
no, it's not normal.
Okay.
When something is not normal, it's not normal. So please, Brian, please continue to your thoughts.
You see, I am particularly concerned about timing of a situation or an event.
Thank you, sir.
You made mention of the fact that there has always been that particular issue. And my brother here said, but it was not in the front burner. They knew the problem was there. But now as more defection is taking place, making the ADC seems a very strong political party to be as an opposition party to the ruling party, something has to be done to weaken it. And one of the most important things that could be done is to hand the party to a weaker hands. We know that the aggrieved persons or person cannot be as strong to hold the party as who is now holding the party in his hands. There must be, wait now.
These
are political calculations. Every single
this is perception.
Politics in itself is perception.
And it's calculation.
No, you have to perceive things. You have to calculate things. You have to make permutations.
Look,
Politics is perception.
look, let me tell you, whether it is calculation.
I don't think it's politics.
Whatever you can do to weaken your opponent, whatever you can do to weaken your opponent, you can do it.
I play politics.
Yeah, they play clean. For people, what do you might agree with that? In politics, whatever you can use, yes, to weaken your opponent, to use it against him, to win him. The end justifies the means. Everything in war and love and politics is what you people. You understand?
No, you understand? You people are in one position.
You people are in one position.
We rarely be in the same position.
Today you are on the other side. I am here, and this is it. So look, like gentlemen.
Yes.
Look, the point I'm trying to make here is this: Matthew Gombe, you understand? Is not against the coalition. He has made it clear.
Okay.
He's not against the coalition. It's not, you understand? It's not against the force that is coming. He felt that to him, he's trying to protect his pride. Maybe we need someone like you to tell us which whatever, you understand. So
I think Daniel hasn't fallen under his radar.
Yeah, so now he said it clear. You understand? Matthew is not against the coalition.
What is he against?
In fact, is that look, okay, the National Working Committee, you know what happens in some executives now, where somebody will be side, you understand, even our village meeting and all that, there's always maybe that person he's looking at it from the perspective of why you people are doing this discussion of coalition and all that, you understand, and you people have decided for whatever reason to step down for this coalition to happen. You did not take me along. Shikena. So now, hold on, please. I will give you guys the time to talk. So, but I'm not making this broad so that you have your points to
we understand.
You understand? So now, when the decision was now made, he now said he, according to him, and the reason why he went to court is that I did not resign. But the National Working Committee, every other person, you understand, came up publicly and said, we have resigned, except him. Okay? So he came out and said he's not against the coalition, but the only thing he just said is that my immediate boss, the chairman, has resigned, even if by 1 minute, announced me as the interim chairman of the party. Because I've not resigned.
Was he being announced as the interim chairman?
By the constitution of the party or whatever. So if chairman vote, yes, okay. So he's only agrees. Hold on. Yes, now, so that is his argument. He's supposed to be the chairman. So that day they now announced David Mark. He was there. That day they announced David Mark as the chairman. He was there thinking that
he's going to be.
Yeah, they announced him as the chairman. Okay, everybody has gone. But the National Working Committee of the forms, before you understand,
before the council.
Yes, now, so that we, the National Working Committee, that is the comment they made. We have resigned. And we all saw it, the picture, you understand? Now came and say, handed the baton, you understand, to the new coalition. And David Mark immediately now took over and sat as the chairman. Then he went to court. You must announce me that I am the chairman. He's not against the coalition. That chairman. So that is the issue.
Against that particular action.
Okay,
that is the bone of contention here.
Okay, let me start by saying this.
Yes. Let me
strike a balance to what you just said. I listened to you keenly.
Yes.
And I'm going to strike that balance. I hope it will go down well with you. First and foremost, I need to state it clear to our viewers and everybody here that every problem you see in a particular political party, there is a resemblance in other parties. The difference within other parties is the ability to manage it. And that is where I'm going to blame ADC and the leadership of the current ADC, the David Mark and the Rebo Solar.
Good.
I'm trying to strike a balance because for me, what you are just saying is not 1/10 of the issue in other parties.
Yes.
Even in APC.
No, because here they are not saying faction. It's not faction.
I'm coming now, Jay.
Yes.
I'm trying to check a balance, like I said. Also allow me.
Yes.
I have the floor.
So quickly.
No, don't tell me quickly. When you are saying you don't tell me.
No, you're trying to broaden the discussion.
Say your name, okay, because we are educating the public.
The power of the house.
Yes. Don't tell me quickly all the time. OJ, we have similar issues, like I said earlier on. However, I want to blame whoever I want to blame in ADC on inability to manage little issues like this. They said, in my tribe, they said, Obelense, they may be EK. Means that the small excreta can mess up the entire backside of the human being. So the ADC underrated and played down on this issue, which some politicians are fond of because of their ego and pride. And that same thing that you think that is very, very infinitesimal.
The opposition would like to play it against you.
The opposition, what the point I'm trying to make is that whether you like it or not, directly or indirectly, like Madam said, in politics, opposition has seen a signal.
Exactly.
They can hit on that. That is it. If they hit on that, we are now blame the opposition.
No, we are not blaming the opposition. No, we are just making statements. But we are not making statements of fact.
Now,
he has already said it. He has already said it.
Okay, let me tell you, if you have disagreement with your wife at home and you don't manage it very well, external forces will come in.
That's really so. That's what we said.
They will come in the name of advice. Sheep, wolves in sheep clothing, and scatter your marriage.
Or even try to move some of the
90% cause of divorce is advice. Came from advice.
Exactly.
What happened? My husband,
if not me, I no go agree.
I no go agree.
Yes.
It plays out in politics. Politics is like that. So you see, so I cited a loophole. Like let me give it. Even where I live, somebody was, I didn't, a particular leader was very toxic with power and committed an offense that was not too hefty. But because he was toxic, the other executive rose up and said, and then magnified it in the eyes of the residents. And he landed him into impeachment. He was impeached.
Okay, so now,
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I want to blame ADC.
For not managing the situation.
For not managing the situation very well, as little as this situation is.
Yes.
Because what you are just saying for me is something even me, I Kenneth, can manage. It's a gentlemanly discussion. What is your grievance? Because the truth about that man, the nephew man, I also see some similarities about me. If you underrate me, OJ, I will prove a point to you. I will do you shaggy.
That is,
I'm telling you my head.
He made his point very clear that they play the cards. They play the cards of there is an external hand.
That is the one. I mean, this is what I'm still going to emphasize on.
No,
that is if he is the one that's doing to shaggy by himself. I tell you, I told you that shaggy at Naija. I told you the fact that in three things, but once you are not caught in love. In love, in politics, everything is fair for as long as you are not caught. So if I am the opposition, if I'm the ruling party now, I can even take that advantage of this. I can see their weakness. I can be able to say, okay, I can be able to use this and this for me to work that party. Do you understand? We are not for sure saying that it may be the ruling party or anything, but I see influence of external hand taking place.
Why won't the external hand take advantage of it? Now, nephew is even particular, very, very particular about Arigbeshola. The national, yes. He said, somebody who's Arigbeshola, APC, Buhari's government, now.
Did you not say it last week?
Are you getting it?
Did you not mention last week? Now, in APC, the new members coming into the party,
I mean,
APC was wise enough. Let me tell you the truth. APC was wise enough to retain some offices consensus. If not,
honestly,
the big bags that came in,
that's the kind of money we are talking about.
Good, you understand? So Arigbeshola, who just sat in a government recently, now just came and just became national secretary. It's not because David Mark is like PDP for more than like he has even gone to a somehow political exit somehow. Tell me, it's not that's not the issue.
No, sense. We are not saying all this.
By now, you should respect me and give me credit to the fact when I tell you that it's the psychology of who first come.
Of course there is.
No, but there's some no, the same you
now
was trying to play down on it. This idea of OJ, you are most likely HOP or whatever. There's a psychology who first come in every gathering of 8 people. Psychology say 8, not 2, 3, 8. Two dominant figures cannot exist in a gathering of 8.
Okay, good.
So now,
so in politics, you first come. Yes, it plays out.
Politics. In human,
we know all that. Please don't overstretch it again. Yes, don't overstretch it again. Don't overstretch your psychology.
We're not going there.
So don't bring your psychology to this again.
Yes. Allow me, please.
All your psychology and astrology. Please,
I'm not going there.
Maintain our lane.
Are you for me or against me?
No, let me round up by saying, it's the beauty of life.
Yes.
OJ, even the lions cannot hit the target without spotting out the weakness.
Naturally so.
Yes, go and study the animal kingdom.
All right. The animal kingdom, no. Now, to be fair to the current National Working Committee also.
Of the ADC.
Yes.
Now the court, the High Court rules that let the status quo remain.
Meaning a few should.
You understand? So now, please, I just want us to quickly rub on this, maybe in the next 3-4 minutes, so that we can have
the status quo.
Yes, that is the interpretation. We are not lawyers, but we are journalists. And we cover this event. So at least from we also have our own layman law knowledge too. Now, status quo, let the status quo remain. That is the phrase there.
Meaning that you should continue.
No. Let me explain. Let me just expatiate quickly. Now, the court says let the status quo remain. So the question now is, because nephew went to court after this current National Working Committee has been constituted. So he went to court to challenge the leadership, right? The leadership. And as he went to court, the judgment was made that let the status quo remain pending the judgment. So what is the status quo here? Is it that the status quo of a new NWC has been constituted? He went to court to challenge the NWC. Is it that status quo, or the status quo of the other one that has already resigned? Because this is the reaction of the ADC. Hold on, because even though I try to explain so that you understand, your analogy, you are taking analogy outside the discussion. I don't like that. I'm not taking it back. I respect the fact that even though you are the moderator, you should not be a dominant communicator as well. Am I dominant?
No, you can't take 45 minutes. Am I not here to portray the issue? Not you to.
You should allow me to learn.
And then land.
Okay. You allow me to learn.
Okay, let me be the judge.
No, so I've not learned it because others are watching us and let them understand. So I'm trying to hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. You understand? It's the issue of the status quo. Are you a lawyer? I want your opinion on that. So I want the audience to understand, so that they will now, so whoever that is making the point now, they will now know the position they will take. So the point I'm saying, which status quo here? Status quo before you went to court, or status quo of before the NWC was constituted? That is what I'm trying to make. So the ADC, through their spokesman Bolaji Abdullahi, whose position is not contested. You understand? No, it's not contested.
I think it's the publicity secretary.
Right now, it's like as far as the INEC is concerned, he's the person who's really holding the party now. That's why Abdullahi can be talking. Not David Mark, not what, because they say they are not recognizing any of them. Not even Nafio.
Okay.
So go ahead now.
Yes. The status quo to be maintained.
Yes.
You said you are not lawyers, but we don't need to be a lawyer to understand what status quo to maintain in law, because some of us have dabbled into things like that. Let me explain to you. The status quo to be maintained depends on the applicant and the claimant of the matter. As it is now, the claimant and the applicant of the matter is Nafio.
Yes.
So when the court, he is the complainant. the nominal complainant in that matter, as judged by law that as a claimant. So now he still took the matter to court.
Yes.
And the court said let the status quo remain. Status quo as at him, the claimant that took the matter to court. So for right now, as it stands, what has been happening before the collation continues. Now that error there, what that man's name said is speaking, what's his name? The spokesperson, the secretary.
Bolaji,
yes.
He's not supposed to be doing that.
Nobody's contesting his position. Not even INEC, not even anybody.
I think
the issue here is David Mark as the national chairman. And as national secretary.
It's also an error.
So finish your
excuse me, sir.
point.
It's also an error. It is right now in where I stay. A particular group was taken to the court. This same status quo, and the court said let the status quo remain. And then the group that took that group to court, they said let whatever was happening before continue pending on ruling. Now. So what it means that what is the ruling in question? The ruling is that okay, so and so should happen. Everybody must step aside.
Yes, yeah.
Everybody must step aside.
So your interpretation of status quo, right?
That is the status quo.
No, you can. The two sides, they all have lawyers. Which one is the status quo? Yes,
your opinion.
The two sides went to court or one person? Sorry.
The two sides debating it. This one they have their lawyer. This one they have their lawyer. So what is the status?
The matter to court. That's what I'm saying.
Matthew went to court.
The status quo should remain. Matthew. Based on I said the claimant. Matthew is the claimant here.
Are you judging on the case?
I'm not judging.
That's already in court.
For me,
okay.
For me, nephew is now the complainant.
Yes.
Then he's complaining because there are already some people that are holding the party now as chairman and secretary.
Yes.
There are the key officials of the party.
Yes.
So the court says let the status quo remain pending the outcome of competition.
Determination, yes.
So for me, the interpretation is that those who are holding the party now, who are running the affairs of the party incumbently, presently now, should continue to hold that position, pending what the court will now decide and pass rulings. This is my observation. So
this is the argument. There are lawyers who are interpreting that that is I want the audience to hear. So I think that is the lawyer that is the position you took. The other side, the nephew's lawyers are now saying your own side.
Exactly.
So this is the crisis.
And I'm telling you now.
But now you are nephew's lawyer and David Mark. Yes, that is what it means.
You cannot see that even before you mentioned this last word.
Yes.
I didn't even know that there was an argument between both lawyers.
Yes,
but I came at Chidi.
Yes.
What I understand about the status quo is that the status quo must be ruled based on the application of the claimant.
How the literal meaning of status quo. If you want to argue obtained, yes, literal yes.
What the matter was filed.
No. What is presently in place? That's the literal interpretation.
That is what we should do. We are supposed to have a lawyer to join us on this matter.
No, you do have a lawyer.
No, common sense. Let's use our own common sense. No, hold on. Now, if for instance, let's take it from your own position. If that is the status quo, the NWC came out in public to say we have resigned. So you now, someone say I've resigned from this company. Are you getting it now? Okay. So he's the only person standing
exactly
in that NWC. So the other one say we are no longer doing.
I'm privileged to read his prayers. Nephew's prayers.
That is what I've explained now.
Have you read his prayers?
Yes, his prayers is that he's not against the coalition, he's not against anything, but that his chairman, that he among all the National Working Committee that resigned, only him hasn't resigned.
Right. Only him remains.
You understand? Only him hasn't. It's only him remaining, the last man standing in the NWC. That for the chairman to resign, which he did not dispute, he is supposed to be installed as the chairman and not David Mark.
Okay,
so now the court says status quo.
Let me get balance.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I've not read the constitution of the ADC, but generally,
constitutionally,
best practice globally, when more than two-thirds of any committee, a working committee or executive resigns, that executive group stands dissolved. One person cannot form an executive.
It depends on it depends on the party, on the institution or organization, right?
I am telling you, most bylaws.
You use the word most bylaws.
I'm coming. Most bylaws are the same.
So that 1%, for that position you are taking now, once we have.
I'm coming from another angle.
Hence that is not 100%. Somebody can take the lacuna out the 1%.
I'm coming from another angle, and I needed you to.
Let me read the definition. Quickly.
Yes.
Quickly a definition.
Yes.
Status quo.
Yes.
It's a Latin phrase that means the current state of things
remains.
Exactly. So the question is basically now how things are right now. Is the definition.
I'm not arguing with you. Yes. I said how things are right now. Sometimes why the other lawyers of Matthew is making their own argument is that because he's the nominal complainant.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. And then what are his prayers? You know, he went to court to cry.
To cry. I'm supposed to be on that side.
Yes. Now, so the court whose status quo, whose prayer? It was not David Matt's lawyers that went to court. They are defendants in this matter. He is the claimant in this matter.
Yes, that is why the court is saying.
I'm looking at it both sides because already at least the little knowledge I have about courts, having
I think we have to quickly go on this matter.
Then the one I want
to wrap up because our time is against us.
I've told you something.
Yes.
We must also understand the fact that I'm looking at constitution and the most because an ADC is a bylaw subject to the supreme law of the Supreme Court. That is the Constitution. That's the grand norm of the country. Most bylaws have that similarities, you know. We copy from each other.
Exactly.
And what I know, having been a member of an executive for many years in my estate, I do know that, like now we have 11, and when there was crisis in my estate, 6 backed out. And the remaining 5, which is not a quorum. Now, on that basis, that was the resident came out and said 5 cannot form because they're not quorum. And that was how they take the open arrest. So, and
that is now an estate association.
I said most apply here.
When you say most, you cannot make that analogy. You cannot make that analogy. You cannot.
Honestly speaking,
cannot.
This is a very complex.
He is a vice national chairman.
Only him.
Ruling the country.
Mosu and who resign?
Mosu and the rest.
Only him now remaining.
Only he has not resigned. He has not resigned.
He wants to be recognized as a legal chairman of the party.
Yes,
because all the other officials have resigned.
They handed the leadership of the party to a new set of people. That is the concern. In the name of coalition.
No, why did they hand over?
To who?
To the new people.
Coalition now becoming a party. Has not become a coalition. Party.
Yes.
Do you understand? New people are coming in possibly with the signs of strength. New sign of strength. Considering the personalities that are now involved.
Yes.
If this situation will not have arisen.
You will create another working committee. But is he active?
He is not against any working committee.
He said he's not against that.
Mind you, they have a convention.
It's controversial.
David Mark is only holding the position pending this convention that is coming, so that they can now have their own convention and have a new national committee.
So what is the battle all about?
The battle is that he is supposed to hold the position up until this convention, and that is why you do not make your research before coming. Don't come and you are making. You see, you are turning your position on our explanation.
Now, excuse me. Now that we know that it's not a convention, he felt that he should be the organizer of the convention.
So that
whatever.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Exactly.
If that is the case, there is no case. That is why I said
that there is no case.
There is no case because
when we have a case now, there is no case.
That's why in the case there is no case in the sense that David Mark and Abel Chora, honestly speaking to them, did not manage this matter very well.
It's not them.
No, the ADC didn't manage it very well. Excuse me, sir.
So in the end, they are coming to my own side.
Because of this explanation,
that's what it is now. In the end,
because before now, my thinking was, okay, fine, David Mark and Rebusana, they are the
I think the major
so now even INEC was even fair as far as I'm concerned that we are not recognizing David Mark anymore. We are not recognizing even you, nephew. We don't even recognize you.
Let's wait for what the court will say.
Well, let's wait for what the court will say. That depends on the court. That's why, and I want to come to your own side now to support you here now. Issue of expediting action on cases in Nigeria. So this is where the court now looking at this, and if the judiciary wants to ensure that Nigeria remains as one and there is credibility in our election, looking at this matter now, it's okay. We will set a date now and quickly look at this matter
and then pass judgment.
And if there is any party that is not okay with it, will now appeal, and the appeal will also expedite it down to the Supreme Court, and everything to be ruled out before the next election, and will now know the true position of the party.
To me personally,
the judge will say because Kwankwaso came to the party, that's why this is happening. I don't want to buy that idea.
I have to buy you.
Not to buy that idea.
No, there are silent codes in politics.
Exactly.
There are silent codes.
When you allow, you people, you even said it today, when you allow your internal matter between you and your wife to go to the public, then you attracted
now, can I ask you a question now?
They created the opportunity for anybody to come in.
That's why they didn't manage it well. Let me ask you a question now. The convention in place, is this going to take place by the ADC?
That is why if ADC insists, that is why that status quo issue. I brought this issue of the status quo. So if the court says let the status quo remain, what do we mean by the status quo? That's what we even got the argument between us. That's to tell you how heated the issue is. So the current end of news led by David Mark said, court says status quo. Then it means that
the status quo.
Matthew went to court because this National Working Committee has been formed. So for the court to say let status quo remain, it means that okay, the status quo remains.
Those who
we will organize the convention while the court looks at it decide later. Are you getting it now? But Matthew is now saying no. Is that your position you took earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, you understand? That is his own interpretation of that status quo. Are you getting it now? So that is why INEC now says you Matthew, yes,
I understand,
and they are not going to recognize the next convention of the ADC.
They are going to recognize?
Yes, that's what INEC said last night. So if ADC is planning a next convention, so that is where okay maybe your positions earlier of there is an external hand in it now can that be considered? That's how we so once I recognize your convention, you understand. So yes, like you guys said earlier, I'm still using you now. You said earlier that you have an issue with your wife if you don't manage it well. You understand? Advice will come from that. So now a perceived outsider may have come in because you did not manage your internal crisis.
And that management aspect is what I want to even hit.
So you're now converging all the points together to make sense.
That management aspect, let me put it in all fairness, my little knowledge about law. I've been hanging around law. Let me tell you something I'm foreseeing in all these things. You know, this last statement you made me to retract certain arguments because I never knew that this whole thing, this whole jostling was headed towards the convention, not a permanent seat yet.
Yes.
No, I have an issue before now. I was thinking, okay, I'll revolutionise the permanent and David Mark.
No,
just these are the authorities that will usher in
a new party. Now, so if the new convention says like the way they did the APC, that they should be.
I'm trying to bring out the hidden codes here now, which is you might not know that is what is aggrieving whatever's called the nephew man. That's what's paying him. Let me say, now the nephew man sees himself as one who is supposed to conduct this convention. He sees himself like that, and that is why I want to believe that is one of his prayers too. That okay, if others resigned, and then I am the one that is left, I should be announced automatically the acting in captain capacity, then to the right to steer the ship
of the party towards
But where I think technically that was I tell you that most bylaws are the same because the laws of the political party is a bylaw. You understand me? Most bylaws that I know is that one person, once more than 2/3 of an ESCO resigns, IA school ceases to exist.
If that
Most
is
bylaws, right?
if that is the case, the other working committee would have spoken since then.
I'm not telling you.
So that says,
and I said I'm not an ADC.
In fact,
I said most bylaws that I know.
No, see, it's not even bylaw. Every party, political parties, what they have is constitution.
It's a law.
It's a law. So it's even more than a bylaw.
It's too complex.
It's more than it's something that
is bylaw now. Any law that is not the constitution is the ground norm of everything.
See, what I see happening, if they do not manage this crisis well, we will end up at the end of the day very close to the 2027 election. We started seeing signs of a very strong ADC, but we may likely end up with a very weak ADC. And my fears is let's not see a situation similar to what happened in Zamfara in 2019.
Yes.
Whereby
after everybody was sacked.
Everybody was sacked. Because your opponent is Sonia.
It's Bola Jab, former governor of Kwara State, former minister of communication. It's still part of this correct.
Nobody is making any complaint.
No, I say even the nephew is not against the coalition. It's not against anything. You understand? He just said that position.
That chairman.
David Mark shouldn't have taken it because I'm the vice chairman. I have not resigned. The people should have announced me. He was there. I should have automatically stepped in. Yeah, to the vacant position. So maybe if they had managed, like you said, if they had managed it well that day, maybe just take secretary or something or maybe he was just looking for a position. They did not ignore him or something. They did not falsify him. He now took advantage of it.
That's an analogy we are giving.
Yes.
No, that's the reality.
That's the reality now.
That's the reality of what
it's not on paper yet. What we are doing now, what you have just said is just normal calculations. Maybe probably the act of not managing him well. Maybe they didn't want him to say this. We didn't agree this cost. You are just trying to paint a picture using our using our own personal self. Probably one person refused to a compromise. But it's all about compromise.
It's all about
okay, guy, come and take Gen.
They need
to be here today.
Yes.
That is part of what I was saying, that the matter.
They need to manage the crisis well.
Managed.
Unfortunately, this is a very serious discussion to tell you that all over it will surely be the main discussion in the
it will raise battles everywhere.
Yes, leave from Nigeria so against
journalists and politicians
who really want our democracy to grow and all that. And the ADC seems like a party that seems to be like the strong opposition party now. It's having this issue as a result of INEC delisting the key leaders of the party. It surely be an issue. So ordinarily would have looked at the president's visits to Plateau today. He has cancelled his trip to Ogun, and in order to have to go and see for himself what happened in Rukaba, in Plateau and all that. So unfortunately we couldn't just dive into that. But we've been talking about the issue of the Plateau all this while.
Yes.
And so I think we'll just have to leave it that, and maybe tomorrow we'll discuss what the president may say in the course of his visit on our show tomorrow. So gentlemen, we'll have to go. Let the discussion
continue.
So, thank you very much, Ibrahim Shaibu. Thank you very much.
It's nice having a battle with you.
Yes. Let the battle continue after the show.
Yes. Particularly those battles. I'm only looking forward to that.
All right, thank you very much. We have to go now. The PMB Money Show will make a return tomorrow. Bye-bye.